China is increasing security measures for its people in Mogadishu following a suicide attack that killed 15 people. A Chinese embassy guard was among the victims of the car bomb attack. The target was a hotel that housed embassies, including China's. 3 other Chinese staff were wounded. All Chinese embassy personnel have now been moved to safer locations.
China was shocked by the attack and strongly condemned it. Chinese government felt deep grief for the death of the security guard and expressed deep condolences to the Chinese victims and their families. The Chinese government also mourns all other victims killed in the attack.
Somalia's government has promised to double security measures. The Somali militant group Al-Shabaab has claimed responsibility for the attack. The death of a Chinese embassy worker in Mogadishu has put a dent in relations between these two countries. CCTV's Catherine Agunde takes a look at the long-standing relationship between China and Somalia.
Somalia and China have enjoyed economic and diplomatic ties that date back to the 14th century. Much of Somalia's infrastructure in the 1960s and 70s were built by the Chinese.
China has assisted Somalia in many areas, and the relationship was long before China joined the United Nations in the 70s. China supported Somalia in developing infrastructure in the 1970s. The China and Somalia relationship has always been there, but the civil war, the problem of Somalia, this is a time now we reestablish it.
In 1991, China had to close down its embassy as the Somali civil war began to ravish the Horn of Africa. But China did not abandon Somalia. It continued to provide relief food and gave financial support to the African Union mission in Somalia. 2012 marked a turning point for Somalia after it held its first fair elections in 42 years. In 2014, the Chinese government reopened its embassy in Mogadishu, a move that was greatly welcomed by the Somali government.
It sends a very strong and positive signal to the Somali people and also to the international community that now major countries, big countries like China, is coming back to Somalia and its diplomats are operating in Somalia. This is a very good indicator for the security level and the security progress and improvement that's taking in Somalia.
Since its re-establishment, the Chinese ambassador to Somalia, Wei Hongtian, has continued to support initiatives throughout Somalia in the education, health and economic sectors. Jazeera Palace housed the Chinese embassy as well as that of Egypt and Qatar. Catherine Ogunde, CCTV.